Yes.
Great. All right, I'd like to call the meeting to order. First off, I'd like to, in addition to welcoming the directors, recognize the following attendees: Kevin Eunice, Chief Operating Officer of Empire State Development; Emily Kinshala, representing the Research Foundation; and Bob Gear, representing the SUNY Poly Foundation. I will now ask the directors if anyone has a potential conflict of interest with respect to the items on today's agenda. If so, please make an appropriate disclosure on the record now and recuse yourself from any discussion or vote with regard to this item. I would actually like to, for the record, say that due to my position as Chief Operating Officer of SUNY Polytechnic, I am recusing myself from the agenda item regarding the food services agreement, given its connection to our campus student population. I don't think that there's an actual conflict, but I just want to do so in an abundance of caution. So I will recuse myself for that particular vote. Anybody else? All right. If not, we'll move on to the second agenda item, approval of the minutes from the June 27th, 2018 meeting. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. The minutes are approved. Now we'll move on to the Finance Committee report. The first agenda item is resolution number 153, authorization for the president to form an advisory body. Can I have a motion to consider approval of resolution 153?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Fuller Road Management Corporation seeks authorization for the president to form and terminate advisory bodies from time to time as the president deems appropriate in order to assist the president and staff with business strategies and guidance on emerging technology ideas, markets, and partnerships that would further Fuller Road's mission. These advisory bodies would be comprised by invitation of the president of volunteers from academic institutions, public entities, and high-tech companies. Such advisory bodies would not be given access to any confidential or proprietary information of Fuller Road and will not be provided the power to act on behalf or represent Fuller Road in any manner. Previously, the Finance Committee approved Resolution 153, authorizing the President to form and terminate advisory bodies from time to time as the President may deem appropriate for the sole purpose of receiving advice and guidance, and we are recommending that the Board approve the same. Are there any, Doug, would you like to make any additional comments?
Other than I think it's an important step to help in broadening the ideas that will be available to us, and also the horizon, so that we can look out over the broader horizon in terms of where we can take Fuller Road at this time to new areas that are adjacent or a part of what our core mission is. So.
Thank you. Does anybody else have any other questions?
I think it's a great idea. It will establish a body that encourages people in the community and organizations in the community to step forward, participate, and make it rise together, they as well as us. Great idea.
I think it elevates the image of everything going on here, and I think it's just, Doug, congratulations for coming up with the thought. It's great.
Wasn't mine original.
I'll take credit. When did you become shy?
Great. With that, I'd ask for a vote on the motion to approve resolution number 153. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Resolution carries. I'll now again recuse myself for this and hand it over to the Vice Chair, Kristen Proud.
Thanks, Mike. Fuller Road Management Corporation and Compass Group USA, Inc., which is known as Chartwells, entered into an agreement back in 2014, pursuant to which Chartwells would have the exclusive right to provide food and catering services on the Albany Nanotech campus. This agreement is due to expire on April 30th, 2019. Chartwells has advised Fuller Road Management Corporation that it would not be able to continue operations on this campus without financial modifications to the agreement due to ongoing losses from its campus services locations. The parties, Fuller Road Management Corporation and Chartwells, began discussions in an effort to reach modifications to the contract to render the contract financially feasible for Chartwells to extend its period of service in order to avoid any sudden corresponding interruption to the food services provided to the campus population here in Albany. Subject to the execution of a definitive amendment acceptable to both parties, Fuller Road Management Corporation and Chartwells have preliminarily agreed to make the modifications that are included in the materials provided to you, which include extension of the contract term, changes in cafe hours, cancellation provisions, commission terms and amortization, and it will involve a payment of $55,000 by Fuller Road Management Corporation in respect of any losses incurred by Chartwells. In addition, upon execution of this amendment, any notices of termination previously issued by Chartwells will be rescinded. Chartwells will also provide Fuller Road Management Corporation with monthly reports on finances and marketing efforts and other initiatives to both reduce costs and attempt to generate additional income. The Finance Committee of the Fuller Road Management Corporation approved a resolution authorizing the president and/or acting treasurer to enter into a contract amendment with Chartwells on the terms stated in the materials provided to you, and to take any and all actions necessary and appropriate to effectuate such actions, and we recommend that the board approve these same actions. So we are requesting a resolution authorizing the president and/or acting treasurer to enter into a contract amendment with Chartwells on the terms stated in the materials provided to you, and to take any and all actions necessary and appropriate to effectuate such action. Now, I would just reiterate that although this is not an ideal situation to be in, it's imperative that we get Chartwells to continue providing food service so that the campus population has the ability to obtain food services as it needs and as it has been accustomed to doing since 2014 when the contract began. Any questions?
Do you need a motion?
Yes, we have a motion.
A motion that to authorize the president or the assistant treasurer to engage in negotiations as described by the recommendation of the Finance Committee.
Thank you. Ken, is there a second?
Second?
Thank you. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And I would note for the record that Mike Frame has recused himself. So the motion carries and the resolution is adopted.
Thank you, Kristen. Next on, we'll move to approval of a lease amendment with New York Wired LLC. I'd ask for a motion to consider approval of a lease amendment with New York Wired.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
New York Wired LLC currently leases 419 square feet of office space on the first floor of Sestum that it has occupied since September of 2013. Its lease expired on August 31st, 2018, and it seeks an extension of the lease for 1 year. Proposed rent is $41.60 a square foot, including utilities and parking, which is a 3% increase from the previous year. The proposed lease represents a small fraction of the total building, therefore, an appraisal of the fair market value of the asset is not practical. Staff has determined that the lease meets fair market value based on other existing leases in the building and comparison to other local real estate. The Finance Committee adopted a resolution authorizing the president and/or acting treasurer to approve a lease amendment with New York Wired LLC for a 1-year extension of their lease at $41.60 a square foot and recommends that the board adopt a similar resolution. So the requested action is to adopt the resolution authorizing the president or acting treasurer to approve a lease amendment with New York Wired for 1 year extension at the lease of $41.60 a square foot. Can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries. Next, we'll move on to approval of a lease amendment with Park Systems. I'd ask for a motion to consider approval of a lease amendment with Park Systems.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Park Systems Incorporated, a company that specializes in atomic force microscopy, leased 2,899 square feet of space in NanoFab East in 2017 for 5 years. The company now seeks to lease an additional 230 square feet of office space that will be used primarily for equipment storage. Proposed rent is $35 a square foot with 1 year, with 1% yearly escalations. The tenant will pay for the fit-up costs. The proposed lease amendment represents a small fraction of the total building. Therefore, an appraisal of the fair market value of the asset is not practical. Staff has determined that the lease meets fair market value based on other existing leases in the building. Previously, the Finance Committee approved a resolution authorizing the President and/or Acting Treasurer to approve a lease amendment with Park Systems for 230 square feet of additional space at $35 a square foot and recommends that the board adopt a similar resolution. So, requesting a motion to approve the resolution authorizing the lease amendment.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries. Now, Kristen, with the Audit Committee report?
Sure, is there a motion to open discussion about the engagement of an auditor?
Yes.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
So, by way of background, Section 5 of Article 7 of the bylaws of Fuller Road Management Corporation provides that the financial records and accounts of the corporation shall be audited annually or at such other times as directed by the Board of Directors by a certified public accounting firm designated for this purpose by the Board of Directors. So Fuller Road Management Corporation is seeking authorization to engage KPMG to audit its financial statements and review its tax filings for the year ending June 30th, 2018. The tax filings will include the IRS Form 990 and the New York Char 500. KPMG has performed the Fuller Road Management Corporation audit and reviewed its tax filings for over 10 years. Given KPMG's work on and familiarity with Fuller Road Management Corporation's finances and tax filings, which cover the same time period, KPMG has the unique knowledge and ability to perform the needed review in a thorough and an expeditious manner. Fuller Road Management Corporation seeks to engage KPMG based on a single source justification to conduct its audit and review its tax filings for the year ending June 30th, 2018. The base fee for the audit includes a 3% increase from the prior year, and the fee for the review of the tax filings includes a 3.56% increase from last year. The Audit Committee of FRMC approved a resolution approving the engagement of KPMG to audit the corporation's financial statements and review its tax filings for the year ending June 30th, 2018. Authorizing the President and/or Acting Treasurer to take any and all actions necessary and appropriate to effectuate such action, and the Audit Committee recommends that the full board approve the foregoing actions. So at this point, we ask for a motion to approve a resolution authorizing the engagement of KPMG to audit the corporation's financial statements as well as review its tax filings for the year that ended June 30th, 2018. The resolution would authorize the President and/or Acting Treasurer of FRMC to take any and all actions necessary and appropriate to effectuate this action.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great.
Do we, for the record, recommend that staff next year rebid this contract?
Does the,
That was done in the audit committee, wasn't it?
That was certainly a discussion that was had in the Audit Committee, correct?
okay. Now we'll move on to new business. Is there any new business to be considered? Okay. Next, We'll provide the opportunity for public comment. If someone from the public would like to make comment, please introduce yourself and keep your comments to 2 minutes or less. Okay. Next, schedule of the next meeting, that's to be determined. Is there any further business? Barring none, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.